So what's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Stay Till the Credits. My name is Sebastian,
My name is JP Quintana.
and today we're going to be talking about the Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad,
The good one.
the good one. This one came out a couple days ago, um, almost like a week ago, I guess.
Almost a week.
But yeah, this was directed by James Gunn, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy Volumes 1 and 2. He also made a bunch of other good stuff. Highly recommend you check out some of his other work, like Super or Slither or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Super is a very underrated movie with Dwight from The Office, if you haven't seen it.
Rainn Wilson. But this movie, just general thoughts right off the bat, really good, really fun.
I loved it.
I love it too. I think it's my favorite DC movie.
For sure.
For sure, favorite DC extended universe movie, because apparently this still is in it. But I think also one of my favorite DC movies as a whole that they've ever made.
As a DCEU, yes, I have to agree. It's probably number one at the moment. And but yes, I mean, there is other DC movies like the Christopher Nolan trilogy with the Batman, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah. We'll talk about that some other time. But right now we're gonna talk about this. The Suicide Squad. They're dying to save the world. So like this movie, I think the first one is PG-13. They didn't commit to like an R rating. This one commits to an R rating, and I think it works out for the better, because it has a lot of gore, a lot of death, and sometimes it feels like Mortal Kombat. Like it feels kind of gratuitous, but like it's in an enjoyable way, like in like a cool way, you know?
Yeah.
It's not
it definitely helps the film a lot.
Yeah, I think it makes for like a really fun movie. Because like that's what you'd expect out of like the Suicide Squad. You know, and there's like a lot of comics that are like bloody and gory, and I don't know why people don't think that you can make a comic book movie like that. Like, you know, there's very rare rated R movies, but I think this one works really well.
I'm sorry, but
yeah,
sorry to interrupt you, but since you mentioned the way that people complain about how some movies are made. If we have already praised the movie a lot, and this on the episode has barely started, but some people I've already seen don't like it because they prefer the more serious tone and everything. And I follow this account called JStubes, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. There's a very cool, smart gal that does a lot of comic books reviews, or not reviews, a lot of movie reviews on TikTok, and she has a very popular page, I think 1 million followers. But she mentioned that she did like the whole rating of the DCU universe, like how we did, the saying that the Suicide Squad now is the number one in her list, and I agreed with her list.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But some people are saying that the first one was better because, and I don't know how those people are crazy.
If like the David Ayer cut was like released and it was like his vision, maybe I could see like how someone would be able to prefer it.
Yeah.
But in the state it is right now, I would say no. Like,
no, definitely not.
Look, I think this is the thing, right? When the first one came out, everyone's like, oh, it's garbage, right? But now that someone new is doing the like their own version, and like people are praising that one, we have like defenders that are like coming up and saying like, oh no, the first one is way better.
Yeah.
It's like the prequel and the sequel trilogy.
It's exactly the same thing.
It's the same thing. People just want to like argue, I guess, or like they want to try to be different.
Change.
Yeah.
Yes, but in James Sue's review, she would give explanations about each movie, and she ranked Batman versus Superman pretty low on her list. And I mean,
I
the
would
reason,
agree. I would
yeah, I would agree too.
agree.
But the reason that she gave on her list was that it was very boring, or not boring, but that they made it so serious for no
Yeah,
reason, and they give
yeah,
like 15 minutes of action.
yeah. That's like when I saw Man of Steel, I saw it. I don't remember that much, but I remember being like not that entertained until like the end. And when I saw Batman v Superman, I also was very bored until like the end. But I think there's a difference because like you can have a movie that has like a lot of dialogue. Like the Christopher Nolan movies, they have a lot of dialogue, they have a lot of exposition, but they
Yeah,
also
they're
have
pretty long too.
good like dialogue, or like they have like he shoots everything else in an interesting way. So like when I watch The Dark Knight, I mainly watch it for Ledger's the Joker. But the rest of the movie, I'm pretty entertained like throughout the whole way, even though it's like almost 3 hours long, or I guess Dark Knight Rises is almost 3 hours long.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all about the Joker, but and the whole
No, yeah, yeah,
scenes
yeah. But
that are
I'm
not
saying
even with the
like,
Joker, like they're still
yeah,
good.
like they're still good, but like mainly when I rewatch it for Heath Ledger. But I still think the movie as a whole like is good. Like
Yeah,
I'm not bored in that movie like I am with like Batman v Superman or Man of Steel or
yeah,
Suicide Squad, the first one.
yeah, and that was a big discussion early on in the DCEU, saying that Marvel movies are all colorful and goofy and too many jokes here and there. And some people actually prefer like the more serious tone that the DCEU took at the beginning. But I guess it just wasn't working out, you
I
know?
mean, I can see why people would prefer that over the Marvel thing, but like I said, like I think it only should work in like certain characters. Like if you have Batman make a serious movie,
Yes, of course. With him,
right?
it makes sense.
Yeah, because it's Batman. But if you have like a guy like Superman, Super's not supposed to be like brooding or like it's like super serious. He's supposed to give people hope. So I would imagine the more like lighthearted tone. Excuse me. Um, but yeah, not to talk about the rest of the DCEU that much. This
No,
movie,
it's just I just had to mention it
yeah,
because people were saying that it just doesn't work because because since James Gunn did direct the Guardians of the Galaxy, it some people were saying that he just wanted to make the Guardians of the Galaxy in the DCEU,
uh,
and I don't agree with that.
I mean, I get the similarities that it's like a ragtag like group of like misfits, I guess. But um, other than that, like shut up, like just go watch this movie, man. Like, and if you don't like it, like that's your opinion, right? Like you're entitled to your opinion. But we really enjoyed this movie. So to talk about this movie for like it's just really fun. Um, like it's like I think the pacing is pretty well done. Um, it has a really good cast, a really good ensemble. So you got Margot Robbie again, you got Idris Elba, you have John Cena, you have Joel Kinnaman, who's returning from the previous one. Sylvester Stallone voices King Shark, the one of the better characters. Viola Davis returns, and she's even better in this movie. I think
Oh yeah,
she's one of the things I like about the first one, just like her performance and like the casting. And then we have a bunch of other people like Peter Capaldi, Jai Courtney returns as Captain Boomerang.
Michael
We have
Rooker.
Michael Rooker, Pete Davidson. We have David Dasmalkian. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Dasmalkian.
Did
He's
you say
Polka
Taika
Dot Man.
Waititi?
Oh yeah, Taika Waititi has like a small, like two small cameos. We have Daniela Melchior or Melchior. She plays Ratcatcher. Um, yeah, I mean we have Nathan Fillion, who's always in James Gunn's
Nathan
movies.
Nathan Fillion is awesome.
We have Sean Gunn, who's also in James Gunn movies because they're brothers. Um, we have Flula Borg. Um, we have a bunch of people. We have a bunch of people. Okay.
The whole point of this is that the Suicide Squad an amazing cast, and not just like the main cast that we know, like Margot Robbie and everything. We gotta appreciate everyone's role
Yeah.
because everyone did an amazing job in this movie.
Yeah. Even like the people who aren't in the movie for that long.
Not to spoil, not to spoil. We're not gonna talk about spoilers right away. Don't worry about that if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, we'll get into that. So just to talk a little bit about the plot. So Amanda Waller's back, Viola Davis. She's sending Task Force X again because they're sending the team to the South American island called Corto Maltese or Maltese, whatever. Because
Is
it's
that a real
government.
island, by the way? Because I really don't know. I didn't Google it. I didn't do the research.
No, it's a DC thing. It's a DC.
Oh, okay. I really didn't know.
Yeah. So it's government. The island of the nation of Corto Maltese. Its government is being overthrown by an anti-American regime, and we can't have anti-America. But yeah, so Amanda Waller sends a team of all the Bell Rev or Bell Reeve inmates again to stop these guys because they have like they have this technology that's supposed to be like anti-American, that's supposed to like destroy like America or like whoever. It's called Project Starfish, which is like this Nazi thing, which we'll talk about more later. So they send in a team, right? So we got Peacemaker played by John Cena. We have King Shark, Sylvester Stallone. We got Polka Dot Man, who is David. I forget his last name. I'm sorry. And then we have Ratcatcher, and we have what's his name? Bloodsport, played by Idris Elba. So yeah, we have another ragtag group of misfits. We don't have the same ones as last time, with a couple exceptions, right? So what do you think about this lineup, JP? What do you think about Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher, Peacemaker, King Shark?
Well, I saw recently on Twitter, James Gunn. Someone quoted James Gunn saying, "Who is the most stupidest character you like? The stupidest named character that you can think of?" And he found Polka Dot Man, and he was like, "I need this man, and he's gonna be in the movie." The thinking that James Gunn did behind like all the characters that he included is amazing. I had never heard of these characters. Like I said in the past episode that I'm not like the biggest like avid comic book reader, so I don't know a lot of characters. But the way that all these characters are introduced, especially Polka Dot Man, amazing. I fell in love with it immediately. And David Dashmalshi, and I can't pronounce his. I'm sorry for butchering his last name. I mean, I already knew him from Ant-Man. Like, and in Ant-Man, he was hilarious. I'm sorry that I don't know more about his like acting work, but in Ant-Man, he was hilarious. And in this movie, there's no exception.
Yeah, it's really good. Like Polka Dot Man surprised me because I had knew about him from Batman, the Brave and the Bold, that cartoon, because it had a bunch of like random obscure Batman villains, and I like that this movie did that too, because it's like when you have like a huge ensemble like this, and like the whole premise of the movie is that like these characters are gonna die. Of course, you would get like obscure characters like Polka Dot Man. You would get a rat catcher. You would get the dismembering kid, or what's it called? The whatever his name is.
TDK.
Yeah,
Yeah,
TDK.
Dismembering Kid.
You get like Javelin. You get Mongal, right? Um, because you don't want to see like beloved villains like
Yeah.
possibly get
Yeah,
killed.
for people that are disappointed that I don't know that many DC villains or whatever, I'm sorry. I only know the main ones, like the ones that come out like in the Batman games. Because by the way, the Batman games, I love them, like the Arkham games. But yes, I only know those characters. But
Yeah, I mean,
thank you, James Gunn, for introducing me to these
yeah.
characters.
And so if this movie gets a sequel, I want to see like a lot more obscure characters. Like I want to see Kite Man. I want to see Clock King. I want to see
What's the one with the ketchup and mustard?
Condiment King. Yeah.
Yes, he came out in the Lego Batman movie. I know about that one.
Yeah. That's another thing. I love Lego Batman movie because it also showed off a bunch of obscure like Batman villains.
Yes, the Lego Batman movie is a very underrated. I think it's probably one of my favorite like
Dude, honestly,
Lego movies.
honestly, that's my favorite Batman movie. Like
It's one of the best ones,
I think that's the best one in my opinion.
it is super super underrated. I don't know the rating on it, but I would give it like a 90 something percent.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. If you haven't seen Lego Batman, watch it. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
Um,
By the way, sorry. Just small thing we didn't mention that right now the Suicide Squad 2021, of course, is rated at a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes in comparison to Suicide Squad from 2016, which is 26. And the rating for this one is fluctuating like up and down. I've seen it up to 100, I've seen it 99, I've seen it 90, now it's at 91, then 96, but everything. The point is like there's a big difference.
yeah, and I think Suicide Squad deserves a 0%. Uh, but yeah, whatever. So we got introduced to a bunch of obscure characters, and I love it. I love that we're following, because we're getting introduced to these characters, and I like that they actually get developed in this movie like a good amount. Like Idris Elba's character, he's basically kind of like Deadshot in the previous movie.
Yeah.
He can anything. He can turn a weapon, or he can make a weapon out of anything, or like he can kill you out of anything, basically.
Yeah.
And
I mentioned in the last episode that uh it was speculated that Bloodsport was gonna have a very similar uh backstory to Will Smith's character Deadshot.
yeah, and it is
And
similar. They both have a daughter, right? But they both kind of act different. Like I just Elba's more like, I guess, mean to his daughter. Like he doesn't really like show interest in her at first, whereas Deadshot gets humanized by actually caring about his daughter, right? Like he doesn't shoot Batman because his daughter gets in the way. Um, so yeah, it's very similar but also very different, which I like. I like they didn't repeat like the same thing. Um, Although they kind of did, because Peacemaker, he's kind of similar to Bloodsport also. Like they have a they butt heads at the beginning because they're like they do the same thing. Um, and then
yeah, the way that the John Cena's character the Peacemaker is introduced is, I mean, well, first he introduced Bloodsport saying that he can like he's a very I don't know how to say, he's good with weapons or anything. He can make anything into a weapon.
yeah,
And then the Viola Davis's character introduces Peacemaker the same way, the exact same, like word for word. And the Bloodsport is like, what? That's me. You said there's gonna be everyone with unique personalities and powers. Is like, and John Cena's character is like, yeah, but I do it better.
and they butt heads like that, and then it pays off at the end, which we'll talk about at the end. Um, so yeah, so you got Bloodsport, you got Peacemaker, then you have King Shark, the Nawe, played by Sylvester Stallone,
Love him.
the cutest murdering shark man ever. He has like the brain of like a 5-year-old child. It's so good. It's so cute. He's like
Sylvester Stallone is this character is the voice is amazing.
it's
I
so
loved
good.
it.
It's so good. He only
It
has
fits
like
so perfect.
he has like 10 lines, but they're so good. I've been seeing a lot of TikTok edits about King Shark.
Definitely.
Um,
Talk about TikTok. Yeah, I've seen way too many about. First, the video starts with like, "Who got you smiling like that?"
yeah,
And then they
and
put the clips of King Shark. But I've
I've
also
seen
seen a lot about Ratcatcher.
yeah, Ratcatcher. Yeah, she's cute. I like her. I like her backstory. Like I said, everyone gets developed. Um,
Very
well,
well.
everyone gets developed except maybe I guess King Shark doesn't get that much development, or like you don't get his backstory that much.
And
Like
that's a very big difference to like Suicide Squad 2016, you know?
yeah, yeah, for sure. Because in that movie, it's like what like Like
They
I'm
just get
supposed
introduced, but they barely get any backstory apart from
you're supposed
Margot
to
Robbie.
care. You're supposed to care for the characters in the first one, I guess. But no one really dies except Slipknot, and like you don't feel them like coming together as a team. Whereas in this, you do. Like I guess King Shark does have development actually because he goes from having no friends to having a bunch of friends, right? Like that's his character. Um,
Family.
yeah, yeah, like Vin Diesel once said many times. Um, so yeah. But that's just one team. I guess we can say that there's. I guess we can say now that there's two teams because, like I said, there's a really big cast, and I was actually. I feel like a lot of people thought that like of course like a bunch of people are gonna die in this movie because like you don't make a
It
movie with that
is a
many.
Suicide Squad. So
Yeah, you don't make a movie with that many characters in a Suicide Squad movie and expect all of them to live.
yeah. But should we talk about the spoilers now?
I mean,
Or
I
should we?
get. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, screw it. Yeah. Okay, so spoilers for the beginning of this movie because it opens up on team. I guess it's team one. So we
Starts
have
off right away.
it starts off right away, but you get like minimal introduction to what's going on. You get introduced to Michael Rooker. He plays Savant. He's like I don't know. I guess he's like another Bloodshot or another Bloodsport. I mean, or like another Peacemaker because he's good at killing. I guess he's like a badass. He kills a little bird with a bouncy ball. He gets recruited into the Suicide Squad, and he meets Rick Flag, who returns from the first one. Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, also returning. And then there's a bunch of other characters like Mongao,
Weasel, dude.
Weasel, yeah, Weasel, um, Javelin, Blackguard, um, Nathan Fillion, TDK, the detachable kid. Um,
So many
and,
characters.
and I think that's I think I named all of them from that team. So yeah,
Pretty much.
they go on the helicopter and they have this funny interaction where like Pete Davidson's like, "Yo, is this a dog?" And he's referring to Weasel, and Weasel looks nothing like a dog. Like if I saw Weasel at a dog park, I would call like the SWAT team or something.
The SWAT team.
And he's just like, "This is a dog," and then Captain Boomerang's like, "Dude,
What
like
kind of dog, mate?
what kind of dog?" And then Nathan Fillion also uh chimes in like just really dumb. He's like, "I think it's an Afghan hound." And then Harley Quinn is like, "Oh, is that a werewolf? I've always wanted to meet a werewolf." And then that makes Pete Davidson just freak out in the helicopter.
I don't werewolves.
Yeah. And I like that Rick Flag came back because you do feel like he's the only guy that would be able to lead the Suicide
Yeah.
Squad.
By the way, Rick Flags glow up, bro.
Dude, yes, he looks way happier in this movie. I think he broke up with the Enchantress.
Definitely.
He got some bitches now. He he shaved his like goatee thing. He grew out his hair.
He looks so good. Like
He looks he
no
looks
homo, but geez.
he looks really good. That shirt, man, like that shirt he wears later in the movies.
Yeah,
It's a
I definitely stand Rick Flag in this movie for
yeah.
sure.
In the first one, he's like a generic military dude. Like he's like kind of antagonistic, right?
Yeah.
In this one, he's actually good. He's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
James Gunn is just amazing. He can write every character perfectly.
Who wrote this? Did
I
he
think
write
it was
too?
James Gunn.
Oh yeah, he did write it too. Wow.
You
Yeah.
see? Perfect. You see?
He wrote Scooby Doo. So
Yeah, Scooby Doo. If you didn't, I actually didn't know about he did Scooby Doo until like a couple months ago.
yeah, it's cool. So anyway, yeah, you get the feeling that Rick Flag's the only guy that's able to lead the team because everyone is a freaking idiot. We find that out in like the first
Immediately.
immediately. Pete Davidson they drop from the helicopter. Weasel drowns because he can't swim. No one bothered to check if Weasel could swim. Weasel just drowns. And then they all.
I remember. Sorry, I remember because Sebastian and I saw this movie together.
Yeah, we saw it together.
And I was like literally seconds before, like Weasel drowned. I was like, oh yeah, who do you think is gonna die first? And he's like, oh, I don't know, maybe like javelin or something. I don't know. I don't remember what he said.
We both said that like that Michael Rooker was gonna die first because he had gotten like they were focusing on him, and they were focusing on him a lot, like being this badass, and we were like, oh, it'd be cool if he died first. But then Weasel drops right behind him and just drowns.
It was really funny.
Yeah. And so after Weasel drowns, they're in a beach, and they all like they're surrounded by like the military, and then Pete Davidson, idiot, sells out the rest of the Suicide Squad. He like puts his hands up in the air. He's like, guys, I got who, like I brought them. Like you can let me go, right? Like they're right behind me. And then he gets shot in the face.
His whole face was blown up.
Half of his head
crazy.
Looks like a watermelon. It's so sick. His body just like falls. And then and then Rick Flag is like, dude, like he calls Amanda Waller. He's like, dude, we gotta get out of here. We're gonna retreat because like there's no way. And Amanda Waller's like, nah, whatever. I don't care about you guys. Just keep doing the mission because she's cold like that. And so everyone goes to do something. You finally see Captain Boomerang throw his boomerangs, and he like basically like almost decapitates the dude.
Yeah, he cut off like basically his brain out of his skull.
Yeah,
and I remember when Captain Boomerang threw his boomerang. I remember Sebastian screamed like, "Oh my god, he finally threw his boomerang!"
Yeah, I was like, because in the first movie, he mainly uses them to like slice. He doesn't.
I really don't remember him throwing a boomerang in the first movie.
He throws it like 3 times, but I like that in this one right away he throws it, and it's like, it looks like it's made out of light or something. Like it looks cool, like comic accurate. And then everyone starts fighting. The guys with guns start shooting. And then Mongo, she's like, I'll take care of the helicopter. And she jumps on the helicopter. And she manages to kill a bunch of dudes. But when the helicopter comes crashing down, a lot of other people die, including Captain Boomerang. And
yeah, I definitely did not expect Captain Boomerang to die right away.
I did because, well, I didn't expect him to die right away, but I knew he was going to die because when I was looking at images to make the thumbnail for this video, which I mean it hasn't gone up, but I made the thumbnail in advance. I was looking up like references for Captain Boomerang, and he was barely in any of like the promotional posters, and I was like, oh, this dude's gonna die. I know who the lineup is gonna be, like the main lineup, and I just figured, oh yeah, he's gonna die, but I didn't think he was gonna die that early. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I mean, as soon as that happens, just everyone from that team dead. They're gone.
Yeah.
I knew this movie was gonna be gory, but holy crap, it got so gory so quick.
Yeah.
It was like in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. I like, that's one thing. I kind of wish like the deaths were like spread out, I guess, a bit more. Because
I was kind of thinking that.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been better, but I guess it does work because you're caught off guard, because I'm pretty sure everyone thought, oh, like the roster's just gonna get smaller and smaller and smaller, but no, it's like immediate, like death, and then really small roster, and then that's who you follow for the rest of the movie. So you have time to like care for these characters more because you're spending more time with them, and you feel like anyone can die except maybe Harley Quinn. You feel like anyone else can die. You know,
I mean, it worked out, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like it worked out because I think if you were to have like the other characters in those scenes, like when they're in the bar like dancing, or where they're, you know, doing other stuff, like it wouldn't have worked out the way it does now. But yeah, I mean that's just a small nitpick. Like That's literally what it is, just a nitpick, because I think the movie is really good.
Yes.
Like,
But then now we finally focus on team 2,
yeah, Team Two, which
the superior.
who we talked about before: Bloodsport, Peacemaker, King Shark, Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher 2, and Milton.
Milton, dude, the real hero of this movie.
Milton, dude. Milton is just the dude that drives them, basically. Oh, right. I forgot to say that. After everyone pretty much dies, the only people that survive are Harley Quinn and Rick Flag. Harley Quinn gets taken prisoner, and Rick Flag gets captured by a rebel group, which leads to another funny scene where, in like Team Two, basically just kills a bunch of like what they think are mercenaries, but it turns out it's the rebel group, and they all get wiped out.
Yeah, everyone thought that Rick Flag was captured by the rebel group, but in fact he was rescued.
Yeah.
So the leader of the rebel group was like, "Hey, where's my people?" And they were all obliterated.
Mm-hmm.
Especially by Peacemaker and Bloodsport.
Yeah. Oh, there's this cool part where like they're like Bloodsport and Peacemaker are showing off, and then Bloodsport's like, no one likes to show off, and Peacemaker's like, except what they're showing off is dope as fuck, and and then Bloodsport like kind of just turns around and he's like, crap, he's right, like
It's
so
true though.
it's so good, it's true. So yeah, everyone dies. So that scene reminded me a lot of Predator, like the first one, um, where they save that one girl. They just like torture, like, or like they don't torture. I mean, they just like obliterate the whole village. It reminded me a lot of that. I don't know if it's inspired by it, but that's just what I thought of.
It's your theory.
Yeah, well, that's not my theory. It's just like it reminded me of that one scene. So it's cooler now because I'm like, hey, that's like Predator. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the way that Peacemaker and Bloodsport were killing everyone was just so elaborate. And
Yeah.
but so cool, especially the one where he killed that person that was just sleeping, and he just
Oh yeah,
sliced him
yeah.
like 5 times or like 10 times, like when he was sleeping. So
Yeah.
unnecessary, but so funny.
It's so cool. And then there's one guy that's rocking out with his cock out, and like he gets shot or he gets something happens. I don't know, but it's funny. Yeah. So after that happens, they meet up with I guess the leader of the rebellion. Her name is Sol Soria, who's played by, is it Alice Braga?
Alice
Um,
Braga, yeah.
She was in the New Mutants. I don't know if you saw that one.
I didn't.
Okay, well, she was in the New Mutants. She was the doctor in that one. Whatever. She's cool here. She doesn't do much. Like,
Yeah, well, she's not the main focus of the
yeah,
movie,
she's not the main focus, even though like the movie is, like it says it's about like the rebellion of this country, but it's not really focused on that much. Because the bigger problem comes later.
Yes, and what is that big problem?
Okay, well, I guess I'll say it right now. So we have this other character called the Thinker, right, which is what the group is after. They want him to tell them the location, or not the location of Project Starfish, but like how to get into Project Starfish. So the Thinker is played by Peter Capaldi. He was like the 12th or the 13th Doctor in Doctor Who. I don't know my Doctor numbers. Yeah, but he plays the guy controlling Project Starfish, which is Starro the Conqueror. So if you're familiar with DC Comics, you know him from the first Justice League. That's where they teamed up for the first time. And he's
A
really
giant starfish, if you didn't know.
he's really cool in this movie. Like I think it's the right level of goofy, because it's like obscure enough to be like, oh yeah, I can see it in this movie, but it's also really scary. Like he's like, well, not scary because he didn't scare me, but if he was real, I would be scared of him.
No, but the concept of like the way
Yeah,
that he was I guess taking over,
yeah, because it's sick that like the stars like latch onto your faces, kind of like the face hugger from Alien,
Yeah.
and he
Instantly
just
reminded of Alien.
and he just controls you. And there's one where they like try to rip off the alien or like the star off a dude, and it's like just like his face is like carved in the shape of a star. It's sick. And so that's the whole point of this movie. Like they don't know about the starfish yet, all the characters, but they want to get to the guy that can let them into the building. And meanwhile, Harley's like doing her own thing before she meets up with the rest of her friends, I guess. Which I don't know. What did you think about the Harley stuff? Because I have like a small like opinion on it.
Well, like you mean before she met up with the team?
Yeah, like before she met up with the team, like her stuff by
Okay.
herself.
Well, I thought she had pretty great scenes. I mean, honestly, I mean, in my opinion, that I mean, she was captured by the government from the country, and then oh, sorry, dropped something. She was captured by the government of the team, and then she realized, or they told her that the president wants to see her because the president wants to marry her and everything. And he says this whole speech about taking over or whatever, and taking over the Americans and whatever. And obviously, she kills him right away. And she's like, "Hey, you know what? I am not taking this toxicity."
Well,
I mean,
that's after they have sex.
oh yes, after, yeah, she enjoys her time with him for a little bit. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I want to make you my wife," and then that's when she kills him, saying like, "Yeah, no, I'm not taking this," like whatever. And when I was watching the movie, my girlfriend pointed out that she had a tattoo on her shoulder, the back of her shoulder, and in the Suicide Squad, the original one, the 2016 one, it said property of Joker, and in this movie, it changed to property of no one, because from Suicide Squad to Birds of Prey to now, like, she's grown, and I really really like her story.
Yeah. I agree. I like that she has the development like that. I didn't even notice the tattoo. I knew you guys were pointing it out while the movie was happening, but I don't remember like what the tattoo said. But I do like that she got development. But one thing I don't like about her scenes is that I knew that she was gonna be safe because it's Harley Quinn. Like she's probably the best thing from the DCEU. Like besides this movie, like just like the best thing, probably like the most marketable thing probably that the DCEU has. So like obviously you want to milk it and make like 9 movies with Harley Quinn, right?
Yeah,
Or like
I mean, especially since people aren't sure if, like, for example, Superman's gonna come back, Henry Cavill, or I mean, at first we didn't know that Batfleck was gonna come back for Batman, but it's been revealed that he's gonna come out in the Flash movie. And I mean, if you don't have your two major selling points in the DC, Batman and Superman, you're probably gonna want to get Harley Quinn.
yeah, and especially since it's Margot Robbie, she's great. Um like obviously you don't want to kill off Harley Quinn. Or if you do, I guess kill her off, you'd have to find some way to bring her back. Um but yeah, that's just like another small nitpick that whenever I saw the scenes with Harley, I never felt like she was in danger.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I feel that way too, but I mean, from in my opinion, I thought it was cool because I
yeah,
like her
no,
a lot.
I like the scene that her scene after the one with the president because it's her getting tortured. She kills the dude that's torturing her. She steals the key from his like pants. She uses her feet, which is all her. It's all Margot Robbie, like you said. And then she just goes on the killing spree. And then when she heads outside, she sees that Rick Flag, Bloodsport, and everyone else is planning to break her out of the building. And she's like, I can go back in and you can try it and you can try it again. And I think that scene is really cute.
It's fun interaction they
Mhm.
have.
It's really cute.
But
I love that Rick Flag and Harley have this like friendship, or because in the first movie it's like Harley's like she's like says that like, oh yeah, they're all friends, or like kind of, I don't know. Rick Flag hugs like what's his name, Deadshot, Will Smith in that movie, but you don't feel it. In this one you do. Like Harley hugs Rick Flag, and Rick Flag's kind of awkward about it, but he does care about Harley. And
honestly, I shipped them.
honestly, yeah, I thought that's what they were going for, but no.
Obviously, they went a different direction for the people that know the movie.
Yeah, and I think the scene that came before is when they're at the bar. So they get picked up by Milton, they get disguises, they go to a bar, and they're just having a good time. They're having drinks, they're dancing, and it's just
Oh,
really
but
good.
dude, everyone got drinks except one person
Oh
or
yeah,
someone.
the
Do you know
poor,
who?
the poor baby boy, King Shark. He couldn't get drinks because he didn't have a disguise. Not even a fake mustache.
that's that's something we haven't talked about much, dude. King Shark, his interaction. I mean, we know we talked about the everyone like loves him, but we haven't talked about like the actual scenes, you know. And before that whole thing with the bar, I mean, he wanted to have the fake mustache, and then Bloodsport, he's just like everyone just bullies him, dude.
Mhm. They
And
they
it's
bully
like,
him, but I feel like it's more like a big brother, little brother type of deal.
yeah, probably, definitely, but it's so funny because he gets so mad, and like
Oh
people
yeah,
a lot of people are saying like, oh, best lines of King Shark, and it's like bird or something else like that. But the one that made me laugh the most was when Bloodsport just puts him down after the fake mustache, and he's just like, fuck.
yeah. I remember laughing out loud because I wasn't expecting him to say like the F word. Um, it was just really funny because like I said, he acts like very like innocent, like like very young, very naive. But it was just funny to hear him swear.
Yeah,
Um,
it was really funny.
and talking about the bus, or like scenes that happen before he's alone in the bus. There's a scene where he like looks out the window from the bus, and it's like the cutest thing ever.
Yes, that was so funny and cute.
Um,
I
uh,
saw something on TikTok uh about sharks, like real life sharks, and this guy. I don't know if you saw
yeah,
the
yeah,
video.
I
Or you
saw I
saw
saw that too. Yeah, I saw that too. Where
that. I mean, they don't have emotions, obviously.
yeah, like anything King Shark does in this movie, it's something that a shark would be able to do in real life. Because usually when you see King Shark in like the comics or in like other stuff, like in the Flash TV show, he's like big, muscly. He's very expressive. Or I know the comics have played around with his design a lot too. Um, but in this movie, he just has the head of like a great white shark. Like
Exactly.
like it's super cute, and it's realistic, I guess. As realistic as you can get. It's like having a shark man. But I think it works so well. Like sometimes less is more. Like sometimes it's about simplicity.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, the
Oh, dude, and his
TikTok was.
shorts, his
Oh
shorts
yeah,
are.
they're very cute. But yes,
Eh,
the his emotions. I mean, we all know a shark in real life does not have emotions. They just have big black, like expressionless eyes.
like a doll.
Yes, exactly. And
Oh, you haven't seen Jaws,
no,
right?
no, I actually have not seen Jaws.
Okay, because I was quoting Jaws.
Thank you for exposing me to the people who love Jaws or
It's
something.
cool. It's cool.
Yes, but like I said, he doesn't have like they don't have emotions. But the way that James Gunn directed this and the way that they did it was so amazing because
Mhm.
even though he doesn't, smile or have like like a normal emotions that a person would have, you can feel the emotions that he has.
Yeah, and now you're talking about emotions. I want to talk about the bus because like during that bus is when Ratcatcher reveals she's Ratcatcher 2. So we find out what happened to Ratcatcher 1, played by Taika Waititi. He was a heroin addict. So they were homeless, and they found a way to control rats, which is why she's called Ratcatcher. And then you find out why Idris Elba is afraid of rats, because you get his backstory that his dad like locked him in a crate for 24 hours with a bunch of rats, and that's something we haven't talked about either. The Ratcatcher 2 has a pet rat named Sebastian.
Yeah, like you.
My name. I'm the rat. who's also really cute. He gets to drink with all of them. But yeah, I like I said before, I like the development of all these characters. Or like yeah, because like these are some of the only ones that get like really developed, like Ratcatcher, Bloodsport, and Polka Dot Man, and King Shark.
They did a
good.
really fantastic job. I mean, like I said before, the Ratcatcher is being stanned like a lot on TikTok, and I mean, I can see why.
I like her because like at the beginning of the movie, she falls asleep a lot, and she's like a very heavy sleeper. But then you find out why, because like if because the way she would fall asleep was like being surrounded like by a bunch of rats, like in the dirt, in the cold, right? So compare that to sleeping anywhere else. You'd probably be able to have like the best night's sleep anywhere else.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Now we got to talk about the actual the whole deal with the secrets of this Project Starfish, you know.
Okay, yeah. So look, the squad goes to the building. It's called Jotunheim. It's the whole squad and Milton and
I just first of all, I gotta say it's so funny that everyone is going ready with their guns and weapons, all going to go into the Jotunheim building, whatever. And just Milton, you can see him and he's so excited. He joins out of nowhere.
Dude, that was so funny because I didn't notice that the first time I saw this movie. Like I don't remember seeing him in the rain. Like it's like the coolest shot. Everyone's smiling at each other, and then Milton pops up. Like once everyone's in frame, then Milton shows up like at the very end, and it's so funny.
It's so funny how he just includes himself.
Yeah, it's so good. And like no one noticed he was there except for Polka Dot Man. So yeah, the group separates. Some of them are planting bombs. Some of them are taking, what's his face, Peter Capaldi, the thinker. They're taking him to the basement where we find out about Starro and all the mind control stuff that he was doing. And Peacemaker, he was supposed to be planting bombs, but once he sees Rick Flag going down, he goes with them. And when they're down there, Rick Flag is like, he finds out that Amanda Waller doesn't want to like destroy the Project Starfish itself. She just wants to destroy the evidence of the US government's involvement in Project Starfish. Because Project Starfish, Starro, was discovered by American astronauts and scientists. So
yes. And John Cena's character, the Peacemaker, for those who don't know, I mean, he says a little like his backstory that like he'll do anything to keep the peace, even if it involves killing everyone.
Yeah, women and children.
Yeah, or how he said that if keeping the peace, he had to eat every penis in a beach, he would do it.
Yeah, and I like that Idris Elba calls him out because he's like, I think you're just saying that so that you can do like whatever you want, basically. Which, I mean, not to get political, but this movie has a lot of like anti-American commentary, like not just from like the Corto Maltesans, Mario Kart dudes, whatever, but like it has a lot of anti-American commentary from like the characters itself, like Rick Flag. Like where in the first one you think he's like, oh yeah, he died for this country. In this one you feel like he would expose his country because he's been fighting for this country.
I mean, that's what he was trying to do in this movie.
And
Trying to expose.
so when he finds that out, he tries to expose what the U.S. government did. But Peacemaker's like, no, I gotta kill you, dog. Like, I can't do that. I gotta keep the peace. Which,
They had a really epic fight, I gotta say.
yeah. So Starro the Conqueror breaks out, and there's a bomb leading to a bomb goes off, leading to Starro getting out, and then like the roof collapses on Rick Flag and John Cena. And then there's this when they wake up, there's this cool fight shot through like their perspective of like the helmet and the
Oh
reflection.
yes.
It's super sick. It's so good. And they fight, and Rick Flag unfortunately dies,
Yeah.
which I think was
I
pretty
really
cool.
didn't. I really didn't expect him to die. I mean,
I
I wanted him to live.
I wanted him to live, and that's saying something because if you were to ask me on the first one, I would be like, nah, kill everyone, you know? It's like I don't care about the first one. But in this one, I'm surprised they make me care. They made me care about Rick Flag. Like it was
It's
pretty
just
cool.
what good writing can do, you know.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I would like to have seen him come back.
Yeah, I mean, especially with that whole interaction with Harley Quinn,
Yeah,
would have been great to see him again.
like they would have been so not necessarily as a couple, but like they would have a nice dynamic where um like Rick Flag is like the everyday like average Joe kind of guy, and then like everyone around him is crazy and an idiot. And
Yeah,
I guess Bloodsport does that too. Like he's
yeah,
kind of like pointing out how crazy everything is. But yeah,
but
Rick Flag dies.
yeah, but something that we haven't talked about, since we are talking about the Peacemaker in this, um, John Cena, his performance in this movie, it really shows that he can act. I mean, in my opinion, I don't know what you thought,
No,
but
I thought it was good. I thought
he
it
acted
was
really good in this movie.
I thought it was really good to see him because from WWE, right, John Cena, he's always like the hero, the good guy. And in this movie, he plays the heel character, which the heel is like a wrestling term for like kind of like the bad guys or like so it's cool to see him play a bad guy now. And I really like his performance. I think he's
Yeah,
really good.
and it's a really good performance from someone that you can't even see.
Yeah, dude. Like whenever he was on screen, it was just like a floating helmet.
Yeah, but
Have you
but the invisible guy, he
ha,
performed it perfectly
have
well.
you seen his Instagram?
Yeah, I've seen it. His
Yeah,
Instagram is
it's
so
so
funny.
good.
It's just like his clothes floating around.
Yeah. So Rick Flag dies. Milton dies. Rest in peace, Milton. No one knew he was there except Polka Dot Man. And that leads to this scene where Harley Quinn is like, "Who's Milton?"
Milton was with us the whole time.
I feel like I would have known if there was a Milton with us. And yeah, it's just cool. The whole building is falling apart. Um, then Starro breaks out. He takes over a bunch of the army dudes and a bunch of the inhabitants, and it's up to the group to stop Starro.
Save the world
Yeah.
or save the
Uh,
people for there. Yeah.
but before Amanda Waller's like, nah, turn back, whatever. Like, just just like let
Yeah.
the star like kill whatever.
Yeah.
But
Amanda Waller doesn't want any involvement in this.
yeah,
But
but
of
then
course the team is like, no, we gotta save them.
yeah, the team acts like heroes, and and Amanda Waller's getting ready to blow them all up, but then one of her workers just hits her in the head with like a bat or something. I don't know what it was. She
I
just
really, really thought she was dead.
I thought so too, but I was like, there's no way they would kill Amanda Waller.
Yeah,
Um,
when they revealed that she wasn't dead, I was like, oh, okay then, whatever.
yes. So I like it's the scene where they go up against Idris Elba. I mean, Starro is so good because Idris Elba he has like this cool ass gun that he's just like he has like parts all over his armor that he just puts
It's a
together.
real life Nerf gun, dude.
Yeah, but it's sick because it kills people, and Ratcatcher controls a bunch of rats to eat the hell out of the starfish.
Million rats, dude. Like I don't know how many it was, but there were so many rats. And
Dude,
I don't know about you, dude, but if
blo-
my mom was there, she would scream her lungs out. She's
dude,
terrified of rats.
dude, Bloodsport probably shat himself.
Yeah, him also.
And then like Polka Dot Man is like he's like shooting his polka dots. He like cuts off like the leg of Starro.
Oh, we
He's
didn't
like
mention his
he's
thing.
picturing his mom because that's what he does. He like imagines his mom everywhere.
The whole sequence of like sequences
Yeah,
of
because when
him.
he's in the club and he's like dancing with some honeys, he's grinding up against some hotties, and he's picturing his mom. Um, when he attacks Starro, he sees a giant version of his mom breaking buildings and shit.
It's so funny the whole interaction with him.
It's
Well,
so
and his
good,
mom.
and I
Oh,
love.
the by the way though, I don't know where I saw it. I don't know if it was on TikTok or on Twitter that when Polka Dot saying his backstory about his mom was experimenting on him. Some people say that maybe it introduces like the Condiment Man and the other people. I don't know the other characters,
Oh,
but maybe.
I don't know because I don't know who his siblings are, but I guess
Yeah, I don't know either.
if they are like the Condiment King, then like cool. I want to see him in the next Suicide Squad movie, and
Definitely.
Kite Man and a bunch of other random ass dudes like Catman. Um, yeah, whatever.
Yes. But of
So
course, Polka Dot Man unfortunately gets killed
he gets killed, and
after saying he's a superhero.
after feeling so happy that he's a superhero, he's helping take down Starro. He just gets squashed, and it feels rough. You don't think anyone's gonna die at that point because it's like the end of the movie, but I guess you're not. No one's safe still. But yeah, eventually Starro gets killed by Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn has Javelin's javelin. She pierces his eye, pokes Starro's eye, and then a bunch of rats just go in swimming into the eye and just eat the hell out of the inside of the starfish. Oh, no,
It was pretty epic.
I forgot to say also before that, um, when after Peacemaker kills Rick Flag, he and Bloodsport like
Yeah.
shoot each other, and the bullets are like, and one of Bloodsport's bullet goes through Peacemaker's, and he shoots Peacemaker like right in the neck, which is payoff of what they talked about earlier. That they're if they shot each other, one gun would go through the other one because of smaller bullets or some stupid thing like that.
Yeah. It was really good payoff. And I mean, Peacemaker deserved it.
Yeah, I Peacemaker deserved to die. But unfortunately, he does not stay dead because after
Because if you
Starro
stayed
dies,
till the credits.
yeah, after Starro dies, after Waller is like Waller attempts to kill the squad, but the squad's like, nah, we have evidence, so you let us live. We don't put the evidence up,
Yeah.
and after all that, after the rebellion kills the president, in a post credit scene and a mid credit scene, we see Weasel is also alive. Weasel comes back. He has not drowned. He comes back, and Peacemaker is also alive.
Yeah.
And
Like
and he's
like I said, if you stay to the credits,
yeah.
you'll
That's
see the Peacemaker.
that's our name. Okay, you get the reference.
If you stayed, then you'll see the Peacemaker is alive. And for those who didn't know, I don't know, did I mention it in the last episode? The
No,
Peacemaker was gonna have his own show on HBO Max, and James Gunn is working on it. I don't know if they're done filming it or I don't know, but yes, they are making a Peacemaker show, and that it's a funny thing that we mentioned it because throughout the whole movie, Sebastian was like, "Oh no, he's gonna die," and I was like, "No, dude, but he's not gonna die because he's gonna have a show."
yeah.
and then
I
and
had
then
said
that
that
happened.
he's gonna die, and then the show will be like a prequel, or in the case of what actually happened, he died in air quotes, and then he didn't actually die.
Yeah, as soon as he collapsed after Bloodsport shoots him, I was like, okay, maybe I guess it's a prequel. But then we see the
Yeah,
credits scene, and it's like, oh no, dude, it's gonna be after.
yeah. So which I guess cool. Um, I don't know if I want to watch the Peacemaker show because he killed Rick Flag and he was just kind of like
I'm
a
still
dick.
gonna watch it, dude, because
Yeah, but I'll watch it.
I love John Cena's performance.
I like James Gunn too, so I'll
Yeah.
watch it. Yeah, whatever. I have nothing else to watch. So
Yeah, that's the end of the movie.
that's the end of the movie. So like we said, this movie is really good. We missed a bunch of like we talked about it like out of order, but like who cares? Like just
A
watch it
little
for
bit,
yourself.
of
Or if you
course.
already watched it, then you know what I'm talking about. So like,
Exactly.
like you don't need me to break it down for you.
Exactly. You don't need us to break it down for you guys, but don't worry. You're still gonna enjoy the movie, even if we miss like, some parts about talking about it.
Yeah.
This movie is amazing, and I wish that James Gunn continues to work on in the DC. Actually, I wish he would direct so many more movies. By the way, I heard somewhere that he would be. It's not in the works right now, but he would be interested into making a Justice League versus the Suicide Squad movie.
Oh, well, that reminds me. I know that the initial like plot of this, it wasn't gonna be Starro. It was gonna be the Suicide Squad against Superman.
Oh yes, I heard about that.
Yeah. So that sounds sick. I would love to see that because Superman is overpowered. Like I could just
Yes,
imagine like the end scene, but like Superman
I,
just lasers through like Polka
I
Dot Man
mean,
or
have you
something like that.
seen that they're making a game
Yeah, they're making a game. Yeah,
that's gonna be the Suicide Squad versus the
the Justice.
Superman? No, it's gonna be Superman only.
Oh, it's only Superman.
Yeah, so it's exactly it would be like the movie and then the game, exactly at the game. But to my understanding, it's just Superman.
I thought it was the
And
whole Justice League.
I think it's just Superman. But
No, no,
but
it's.
please,
I just looked it up. It's called Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League.
oh, okay.
So
Well, my mistake. But yes, I mean, it would be very interesting to see.
yeah,
And
I
please,
would love to
Henry
see that.
Cavill, please come back. Your performance as Superman was really good.
Yeah, look, I love Henry Cavill. I think he's good, but I think they need. I don't think Zack Snyder knows how to make Superman. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we gotta give someone like another director a shot with Henry Cavill, and I think that'd be
Yes.
good. Like
Sebastian can direct you.
no, not me. I'd be ass. I'd be. But look. This movie is basically like a soft reboot of the Suicide Squad.
But at
So
the same time, it kind of, just it is a sequel. But
yeah, like it could be a sequel. It could not be a sequel. It doesn't matter because it works both ways. But I feel like that's what someone should do with like Superman. If the
yeah,
Flash movie sucks, they can just do that with Flash. Um, yeah, I'm happy that DC. I guess they did something different this time
yes,
again, and I hope they learn from their mistakes. I hope they follow the example of this movie instead of other movies that they've done.
yes, of course. But now let's rate it.
Uh, 9 or either an 8 or a 9. I think is my rate.
9 what?
Oh, I don't like doing the point whatever.
No, dude, no. I mean, you gotta like, what's the thing?
Uh,
Like, I'm rating it 9 when
nine
always.
nine killer starfish out of 10,
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah,
or
my
or or
girlfriend.
or 9 dumb friends, new dumb friends out of
Oh,
10.
dumb friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one, though. Yeah, 9 dumb friends out of 10. Yeah, my girlfriend rated it an 8.5 out of 10. And I was like, yeah, no, I like it more. So 9. Yeah, 9.
So my girlfriend almost cried at like 3 points of the movie. So this is a good movie. If she cries in the movie, that means it's a good movie. And she cried almost 3 times in this one, so it's a really good
Yeah, there you go. That's how you know it's a good movie.
movie.
Don't even look at the rating. That's how you know it's a good movie.
Don't look at
Yes,
any. Look, guys, when you're trying to watch a movie, don't look at ratings. Just watch a movie and form your own opinion,
just
and then
enjoy it.
and then look at the rating and be like, well, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that.
Don't
But
be
yeah, there
sheep.
you go. There you go. That's the end of the episode for
Yeah,
the good Suicide Squad.
yeah. That's what they should call it, the good Suicide
All
Squad.
right, guys. Or do the
Yeah,
outro?
I get. Yeah, look, man. I've been Sebastian. I like movies. This one's really good.
There you go. I've been JP Quintana. This is Stay to the Credits. Don't forget to watch on YouTube and subscribe. Follow us on all our social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, anything you can think of. We have it. There you go. And that's been the episode. Thank you guys for watching and listening.
Don't forget, stay till the credits.
Stay till the credits.
Unless it's a super ass movie.
Yes, definitely agree.
All right. Bye, guys.